Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Table Talk. I'm your host, Jake Combs, and tonight we're taking a quick look at the new releases for the Cities of Sigmar that just came out on this past Saturday. And these items were provided to us by the folks at Games U. As always, they are sponsors for the show, and we definitely appreciate their patronage and all of their support. Now, we're not going to go ahead and open these up today. What we're going to end up doing later on is each one of these boxes is going to get its own individual unboxing and overall discussion of the models itself. But I just wanted to go over what each of the releases were. Now, my personal favorite is Talia Vedra on Manticore. Now, talking with C.L. Werner himself from Black Library, he actually educated me on the Manticore mythology. Up until last week, I was actually entirely unaware of the fact that true Manticore mythology actually has the head of the Manticore being a human face, where they actually, at least in the Warhammer world, tend to go with a lion face. I remember that's the way it was with Warhammer Fantasy, and then again we see that with Age of Sigmar, with the Cities of Sigmar specifically. Now, every version of the Manticore I've ever seen that I recall has always been a lion head. So I thought that was really interesting because apparently a lot of people feel this way. I even showed these to my father-in-law, and his first question was, where's the human head for the Manticore? So I thought that was really interesting, and of course we have an avalanche, and that's mostly because of my own klutziness. Now, this model itself, while being probably the most badass model in the Cities of Sigmar arsenal, just appearance alone goes for $150 US, and I mean, looking at the piece, I definitely think that is a fair value. I mean, it's about the same size, roughly, at least from what I can see, as like the Alaria model or even some of the Mega Gargants. And I mean, this thing is absolutely monstrous. I cannot wait to get started on this. Next, we have the Free Guild Command Corps. So there are several variants in here of what you can do as far as the different versions of them. Definitely a lot of cool models in there, and really curious about this one that's reading the book and kind of looks like they're trying to capture the soul of somebody leaving. Maybe even stop like maybe a night haunt from manifesting. Not really sure what's going on there, but it's a really cool looking piece. All I know is that if it is exactly what it looks like, that Nagash probably is not too thrilled. And speaking of Nagash not being too thrilled, we have Pontifex Zenestra. Now, from what I've seen, and actually going back, the Free Guild Command Corps goes for $55 US. The Pontifex Zenestra goes for $70. Now, basically, the way the lore is kind of hinted at, from what I saw, is that on the back of it, you actually see a corpse dressed very similarly, kind of on fire, sitting there, and supposedly that's actually Zenestra herself, too stubborn to die, and the one on the front is actually either her spirit or some sort of manifestation. Either way, it's a great looking model, and I can't decide if I want to do some sort of kit bash with that or do a classic version of her. Next, we have the Fusel Major on Ogre. Now this goes for $55 each, and so you get the one Ogre with a giant shield and then basically a crow's nest with a gunner on top. Next, one of my absolute favorite models from the new line is the Ironweld Great Cannon. Now, I've always been a sucker for cannons, and this is probably one of the best one that they've come up with for the Order factions, in my opinion. Absolutely love the kind of walled shield to match what they have with a lot of the other armors and stuff. And so that also goes for 55. For 60, we have the Free Guild Fusiliers. And so these are just basically their gunners using their shield for support. Very similar to the Skaven Jezebels, or Javelins, or whatever they're called. I know it starts with a J. And so basically using those shields to help themselves support it, and help against some of that kickback and things like that. And absolutely love the look of these guys. And then lastly, we have the Free Guild Cavalier Marshal. He also goes for 60. By far one of the best horse-ridden mounts that they've come up with, in my opinion. Absolutely love it. And those that have watched for a long time will know that I'm not a big fan of the Order factions in general, but I absolutely love these models. And I mean, basically, for the first time ever, I'm a convert, and looking forward to actually building and playing with these guys and seeing what they can do. But when I say that that's all that's entirely new. Now, also at the same time as releases the individual boxes of the actual Free Guild horse mounts. I believe they're also called Cavaliers. And then you also have the general grunts in the army. I don't remember what those units are called. That came out at the same time. And then also the Warforger, I believe, is what the guy with the bucket's called. So a lot of cool stuff, and but all of those did come as part of the Cities of Sigmar army box that came out not too long ago. But that's it for tonight. I just wanted to share these guys with you and give you my first impressions before we actually dive into them. Like I said, for each one we're going to do some individual videos and share those individual thoughts on those when that happens. But that's it for tonight. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.